Why do you think you were so successful? If you spoke to 100 Arabs in Palestine, how many of them would say Hamas is not corrupt? And why do you think Egypt doesn't open the border?
This guy might be a jokester on social media, but he's an extremely intelligent guy.
There's Arabs that are in the Israeli military. What did you think about the bombing that happened at the hospital?
You see, this is the difference between Israelis and Palestinians.
Do you think Hamas respects European countries?
If they will remove Israel out of the world, it's the end of the world.
You've had at least 3 videos I saw recently hit like 10 million.
Yeah.
Back to back. It was like 11 million, 10 million, 12 million.
Yeah.
And why do you think you were so successful? Like, someone sent me your content.
Yeah.
And I remember when I saw it, I was like, man, I like this guy. That I was like, wow, this guy is not ashamed of who he is.
No, and I'm a real one, and I got values, and I got beliefs, and I stand behind my beliefs. And I definitely don't cower down to anything, and I stand up for what's right. You can even tell them my story with you, how you followed me on Instagram, and we started talking. And and we were supposed to meet. He got upset with me. He thought I was trying to get... So let's start from the beginning. This is gonna be good for them to know, because people don't know me personally. They just see you off the videos and they go, well, is this guy really a nice guy, or is he not a nice guy? Does he really stick by his people, or does he not stick by his people? Does he stand up for his people, or is it all for clout?
Yeah, basically, with Ben and I, we had a situation where we got off to a great start, having a good conversation. We met, he hosted me in Calabasas. I think we went somewhere, and he was sharing a lot of information, and he was very nice with me. He shared, then he invited me to come to the studio.
Yes.
And I got caught up in a situation where I didn't make it, and I felt bad. And then he asked me for something, for a business introduction, and I didn't feel comfortable. And I said, hey man, I think you're trying to use me.
Yes, so this is how it was. I have to clear this up, okay? So they must hear this.
Oh,
all right. So I talked to him and we meet, we go to Calabasas. When we're there, we sit down and we talked, and he asked me how I started all this social media, and how can he make money on social media too, because this guy might be a jokester on social media, but he's an extremely intelligent guy. So he can make a shit ton of money by teaching other people how to make money, because he knows how to make money. Obviously, you guys see, he knows how to make money. So this guy's money, but he likes to joke around. Today and nowadays, a lot of people catch clout very quick by doing jokes and acting silly. But the truth is, he's got way more to offer than what he's offering. So I told him I was gonna give him the full rundown from A to Z. And he told me, Ben, I'll even give you some of the cut. And I said, nope, I don't need a cut. You're Jewish, you're my brother. I'll be there, I'll support you, whatever you need. And I said to him, if anything I could ask for, if you do know anybody that's up there and could put me in a podcast so more people could recognize me and kind of see what the movement is about, just introduce me. And then we continue to talk. So then he was supposed to come to a podcast. He didn't show up, but he didn't just not show up. He told me he's gonna come at 10 a.m. and he said I was coming at 11. Then he's like, I'm gonna be there by 1. I'm gonna be there by 4. I'm gonna be there by 6. Shit, I have a flight by 9. I can't make it. And all day I had like a full team, a full production team. Also other people that came to be on the podcast. We're gonna do a big podcast. And he didn't make it, but I told him it's completely okay. Everything is fine, you know?
So,
things happen. No, it's okay, it's life, you know? Things do happen, you have to understand people. So what, like I put some money on this team. My guys get paid monthly anyways, it doesn't matter whether we do something or not. They get paid, so it's not a big deal. So after that, I had that question where we were talking more a little bit about business, and I said, hey, you know, I saw you did a podcast with this guy or that guy. If you could just put in a good word for me, you know? And then he was like, no, I can't. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, why? I don't know. You said something about why would I ask that? And I said, well, we're Jewish. We're like brothers, you know, we support one another. That's how Israelis are. And truly, that's how we are. We help one another. He goes to me, I think you're trying to use me. I'm not gonna take that Jewish manipulations. And he started going off on me. What did I do? I told him, hey, I really apologize if you felt that way. I'm sending you love. I'll still love you. He unfollowed me. And I told him, I give you love. I'm sending you love. And one day will come a time that you will come back and you will speak to me. And you might even need something, and I'll be there to help you. So he did reach out again.
I reached out again when I saw that I felt like your heart was pure.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, okay, I may have, my New York City instinct may have been wrong about you.
100%.
Because when I saw that, I was like, nah, it's unusual, but his heart is pure. So I want to ask you, man, like, as an Israeli, American, Because I don't think there's that many people who've actually been to Israel like you and I have.
Right.
For the people who haven't been to Israel, okay? Do you think the local Arab community in Palestine, if you spoke to 100 Arabs in Palestine, how many of them would say Hamas is not corrupt?
There's the catch. When they elected Hamas, do you think they elected them or they elected them out of fear? Because who has a say there besides Hamas? Because if you say something wrong, Hamas will kill you. So who really elected them, if not Hamas electing themselves? Right? Do you know how many Jewish women there is in Palestine that do not speak about themselves being Jewish? You don't. There is Jewish people in Palestine, Jewish women who light up candles on Friday night, on Shabbat, and hiding it from everybody because they're not allowed to be Jewish there. Because you have to understand, when after World War II, when the Jews went to Israel and was given to Israel back to them. So I know that everybody on social media today says that Palestine has been suppressed for 75 years. We need to give. Free Palestine means give back Israel to the Palestinians. But whose land was it before? Pre-Palestine. You know history. Who was there first?
Jewish.
Israelis. So now it seems like on social media people are trying to differentiate between, oh no, there's Jews, there is Zionists, there's the Israelites.
Palestine is a word the Romans used, right? For that area.
So it was actually given by the British, and it was like a curse to them. They call them Palestine. They cursed them with that name. It wasn't a name that they gave themselves. They didn't have any currency. They didn't have a flag. They didn't have a name. They didn't even have a religion. You have Israel. On the side here, you have Gaza. On the border to Gaza, you have Egypt. And you have Jordan. If all of these countries around are Arab countries, all around, it's all Arab countries, right? You posted that map.
Yeah.
Why don't they let them in?
Well, do you think that if you spoke to 100 Arabs in Palestine, how many of them do you think would hold Egypt accountable for not opening their border?
Each and every one of them. Each and every one of them.
And why do you think Egypt doesn't open the border? They're Arabs.
Right? They said it. This is not me saying this. This is going by what Egypt said. They said, and all the rest of the Middle East, they all said that these people in Palestine are looking to create terror. All of them. They're looking to be terrorists, which is not true. There is good people in Palestine, just like there's good people everywhere. The problem is that it's being controlled and manipulated. And it's been manipulated and controlled for so many years that how do you differentiate between one another now? So they don't want to let them in because they know what happens. So they close the borders. But who gives water to Palestine?
Israel.
Who gives electricity to Palestine?
Israel.
Who gives food to Palestine?
Israel.
Who gives medicine to Palestine?
Israel.
Why not Egypt? Who has Palestinian living in there? Israel or Egypt?
Definitely Israel.
Israel has Palestinians living there. Why? Because when World War II happened and we had 6 million Jews that were being killed, exterminated, completely, they tried to eliminate us out of this world, annihilate each and every one of us. When the British gave it back to us, we came to coexist with Palestinian people, and we offered them Israeli passports. We said, we're turning it into Israel now, back to what it was, and we offered all of them Israeli passports. Some accepted, some didn't. That's why there's some Palestinians, some went to Gaza.
There's Arabs that are in the Israeli military.
Yes, I posted a picture today. A Palestinian guy and a Jewish guy fighting side by side. They are literally praying. One has the tefillin for the Jew, and the other one is on the floor praying as a Muslim. Both going to fight terror. Muslims are not terrorists. Arabs are not terrorists. I go to Dubai. Look at the UAE. Look at Qatar. Look at Saudi. Why is it such beautiful places? Why is it so well maintained? Why is Gaza not? Because it's controlled by a group that they have one motive and one motive only, and it's to kill all the Jews and remove them from the world. That's it. They don't care about anything else.
What did you think about the bombing that happened at the hospital?
Do you know why it happened at the hospital? You're talking about the one in Gaza, right?
Yeah. People ask me. I don't know much about it.
Okay. So we actually bombed a hospital, a school, and a mosque. All three. Why? Let me give you the answer. Hamas was hiding in there and put all of their weapons in there because they knew that we have morals and values and beliefs, and we wouldn't bomb it because we will think that innocent people, children and women are there. You see, this is the difference between Israelis and Palestinians and Hamas. As a matter of fact, it's the difference between every man in the world and the men that are fighting for Hamas. We stand on the front line. Ukrainians stand on the front line. Russia stands on the front line. America, we all stand on the front line. The men, the women are behind us. The Hamas puts the women and children in front of them and they stand behind them. They are sacrificing the women and the children so they will survive. Is that a manly thing to do?
No, of course not.
So if you're dealing with these kind of people, what are you gonna do?
Does Hamas like the United States?
No, they just yelled, death to the US. With Iran together, they were screaming, death to the US.
Do you think Hamas respects European countries?
No.
Do you think they hate the West in general, even if Israel wasn't involved?
Well, let's put it like this. Is there gays and lesbians and trannies in the US?
Yeah.
Okay, well there it's illegal, they would kill them all. Is there the same thing also in Europe? They would kill them all. Is there non-virgins? They would kill them all. Was there women that got raped? They would kill them all. Stoned to death by your own family. Buried in the ground, up to the neck, stoned to death.
What would you say to the white nationalists in the United States who are cheering for the Israelis to be slaughtered? What would be, if it were to happen, what do you predict would happen next? Israel is gone. Jewish is gone. Then what happens?
If Israel puts down their weapons, Israel will be annihilated.
Then what happens after
If
that?
they will put down their weapons, there will be peace. If they will remove Israel out of the world, it's the end of the world. That will be the end of time for everybody.
Do you think that the white nationalists that's supporting the slaughter of Jews by Arabs, do you think they're just miscalculating that this group also doesn't like them either? Like they're actually cheering a group of people. Like if you were a white nationalist American, like Nick Fuentes, and you're cheering Hamas, would you say that which group is more of a threat to the white nationalists, Israel or Hamas?
Well, let's ask a better question. Can an American go to Israel and visit and have a good time?
Definitely. Many Americans, you see them.
Now, can he go to Palestine and have a good time?
No, he risks his life.
He's gonna die. 100%.
So if one of these white nationalists in the United States was cheering for the Arabs to destroy Israel, if he were to go to Palestine, they would kill him.
Yes.
But if he goes to Israel, they would welcome him.
Yes. So simple. Let's put it like this. There was a party in Israel. 300 young people got killed. All right? One of my close friends got killed saving his daughter. He's here from LA. There was Americans, there was Austrians, there was Germans, there were Arabs, there were people from all around the world that came for this event and they got killed. But the Hamas will tell you they don't hate Jews, they actually only hate the Zionists. And people tell me on social media that I'm a Zionist. So I looked up the word Zionist and sent it to them. What does Zionist mean? It means that you're a person that's standing up for your country and will not give up your country. That's the meaning of it. But they make it seem like I'm a Zionist and I killed innocent people, I killed children, I raped women. You know, they're putting all of that in there like I did it.